welcome to this video in which I will talk about some of my current favorite TV shows. Actually, there are so many TV shows I like that I've decided to only put 5 of my current favorite shows in this video and maybe film another one sooner or later. One of my current favorite TV shows that I've watched too many times since it came out last summer is the Netflix show Young Royals. The story follows young Prince Wilhelm, who is the younger brother of the Crown Prince Eric. Because of him getting into fights a lot and because of his terrible reputation, the royal family decides to send him to a boarding school. Quickly, Wilhelm starts falling in love with someone at that school, and said someone is Simon. Simon's also a student at the boarding school. Simon's not rich or famous or royal, and besides the fact that he's a boy, he is no potential partner for Wilhelm. What I like most about Young Royals is how authentic and how real it feels, and I think that's probably because the actors and actresses are very similar in age to the characters they're portraying. For example, the actor who plays the main character, Wilhelm, was only 17, maybe 18 when they started filming. He's 19 now, and the rest of the cast is very young as well. Of course, because it is a queer show, it has a lot of LGBTQ plus representation, and hopefully there will be more in the next season. Another thing I really like about Young Royals is the amazing chemistry between the two male protagonists. The love story between Simon and Wilhelm feels so real to the viewer, and I really like that. Another thing I really like about Young Royals is that all of the characters still have a lot of potential to grow. Yeah, I'm really excited for season 2 of Young Royals, and hopefully there will be more after that. The next show I want to talk about is a show that I just won't shut up about, and most of my friends are probably very annoyed by me at this point, but it's an incredible show. And the show I'm talking about is the Netflix show Dark. By Baran Booda and Jantje Friese, and it's in fact a German show, and I'm from Germany, so that's very exciting. It has 3 seasons, it's finished by now, and I really loved that show, especially because of the incredible actors and actresses. So if you haven't watched Dark, go do it. Besides the fact that all of the actors and actresses are really amazing, the plot of the show is even better. It is mysterious, it's dark. For those of you who don't know what Dark is a show about time travel. It has a lot of plot twists. It's very, very clever. It's definitely not one of those shows where you can hang out on your phone and not pay attention, because if you don't pay attention for like 1 second, you will miss everything. You won't get anything anymore. So it's very, very important to just follow the story. Honestly, I think everything about Dark is just incredible. I think all of the characters are really interesting, even the ones I don't really like. There's one lady that I don't like in particular, but her storyline is one of the most interesting storylines, one of the most fucked up storylines of the whole story. And yeah, it's a really, really good show, and I recommend it to like everyone, so go watch Dark on Netflix. One of the things that is incredibly special about Dark is how good it looks. And they work a lot with colors, and there are like some special colors you will see again and again and again, and I don't know, just see for yourself, I guess. The next show I want to talk about, or the next 2 shows I want to talk about, are very similar, not only because they were made by the same producers, but also because they share a lot of actors and actresses. So the actors and actresses are mostly the same, but they're portraying completely different characters. The shows I'm talking about are The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor. The Haunting of Hill House came out a few years ago, and honestly, at first I was really scared to watch it. I'm into horror movies and shows, but I mostly don't watch them alone. So I watched the first season of The Haunting of Hill House with a friend of mine, and she told me that it's like really good and she thinks that I would really like it. So I gave it a shot, and honestly it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. Just like Dark, it is really clever. The story is about two parents and 4 kids, if I'm not mistaken, and they move to a haunted house.
The wind can push the storm up into the sky really high, and the rain can freeze.
The story switches from the past, where the family just moved to the house, where the kids are like really young and the parents are like around 35 to 40, and to the present, where the kids are grown-ups now, and it switches back and forth, and that's really exciting. I really like shows like these, where we discover a story bit by bit.
I loved you completely, and you loved me the same. That's all. The rest is confetti.
The Haunting of Bly Manor is also a horror series, and as I just said, most of the actors and actresses appear in that show as well, but they're portraying different characters in that show. We follow our protagonist Danny. Danny decides on moving to like some kind of mansion to take care of the 2 kids who live there. The parents are not there. I think they died. She also lives there. She spends her whole time there. There are a few other people that live in the house. There's like a cook, some sort of nanny, and the gardener. As you probably guessed, the house is also haunted, but it's not only that, it's also that the kids are behaving very scary sometimes. It's a really good story, and I really like that show as well. Of course, it's one of my favorite shows. It wouldn't be on here if I didn't like it that much. The last show I want to talk about today is also one of my favorite shows. It only came out this year, and it's also announced that there will be a season 2 and a season 3, and possibly more after that. The show I'm talking about is Heartstopper, also a queer TV show. Heartstopper mainly follows Charlie and Nick. Charlie Spring came out like a year before our story starts. At the beginning of the new school year, Charlie is seated next to Nick Nelson.
Hi.
Nick Nelson is kind of football star at the school. He's a year older than Charlie, and Charlie immediately starts crushing on him. So Charlie's in love with Nick Nelson, and Nick Nelson is a straight guy. At least that's what everyone thinks, and that's what Nick Nelson thinks at this point of the story. Then there is Charlie Spring, and they quickly become very good friends. Nick quickly starts struggling with his sexuality. At least he's thinking about it. He's thinking about Charlie a lot, and he's thinking about what that means for him. Yeah, he's thinking about that a lot, and he's kind of struggling with himself. And I think that's really important to see for young people, especially just like with young royals. The actors and actresses are very young. They're very similar in age to the characters they're portraying. Yeah, the representation is incredible as well. There's a transgender girl who's also portrayed by a transgender actress, which is really cool as well. Yeah, and that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, comment down below what's your favorite show at the moment. Bye!